Spencer, what's it like being on this role that you're on right now? You've got to be pretty excited about what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited just to be out there in the field. You have no idea what kind of rush it is to be out there and just to have the opportunity to play SEC football versus very good gamer. So it feels good. I just try to concentrate on what I can handle, making each kick. Really working with CD and Wando, they do a tremendous job. So props to them because without them, nothing happens for me.
Spencer, what is it? Punting and kicking, is that for you? Is that how different is that having to handle both those chores?
It's a little bit different stroke. Punting is about alignment and really purely technique. Place kicking you can get away with a little bit more. It's a lot like hitting a tee shot on the golf course, so you get into fades and stuff like that. You just have to make sure you're fundamentally sound and work on technique through everything.
Spencer, week one, you had a little bit of shaky start. Against Georgia, you went out 5 for 5. What changed between those two games for you, and how much confidence did that Georgia game give you?
The NC State game, I'm actually sort of glad it happened because it made us work harder and it got us to where we are today. So I can't sit there and say I wish I'd have made that field goal. The first one, I guess, was just a botch snap. Second one, I just missed it. And we've worked so hard day in, day out. Charles Turner and Stephen Flint, the whole field goal team, pretty much special teams in general. And I guess that's kind of still where it is today. So the confidence thing, it's a boost of confidence, but I just got to try to control what we can control out there.
You referenced the golf swing thing, and I've noticed over the years a lot of kickers play golf and are fairly good golfers.
Right.
Are you?
I play a little bit of golf. My grandfather was a scratch golfer, so I mean I handle some stuff with him, but I don't like playing because he beats me too bad.
Spencer, talk about, if you could, that tackle against Ole Miss. I mean, did you know right away that was kind of after the game that was a game-saving tackle, and did you maybe crow to some of the defensive guys about that stuff?
I've had a lot of people ask me about that. There's so many different plays out there that could be potentially game-changing plays. For Matt to be considered a game-changing tackle or anything is a little odd, but at the time I didn't know what it was. It was just a play that had to be made, and I saw him coming up the field, and I was just praying he didn't try to go back out to the big part of the field. So he cut back, and I had to step on him, so we sort of grabbed and held on for dear life.
Now that you guys are in the top 25, what's the mood been like around the team?
The mood on the team hasn't really changed. We've pretty much we've had probably the best team chemistry that I've seen for my 3 or 4 years here. It's just unreal. It's like we've got the family thing down. Everything we do is in the right direction now. So the ranking thing doesn't really bother us. We're going to play football regardless.
Spencer, was there any worry coming into this year that, I mean, obviously the South Carolina loses an NFL kicker in Ryan. Was there any worry about having to replace him, and were you at all worried about trying to do too much and maybe getting out of your rhythm?
Not really. I'd spoken to Suck Up a couple times, and that's one thing that he sort of didn't want to happen. He's a tremendous guy, one of my dearest friends, so he's helped me a lot. And for me to even be compared to him is just unreal. So that's awesome for me.
Spencer, what's the longest field goal you've hit in practice or when you were at York?
It's hard to say. I kick so many balls each practice. It's unreal. But I feel comfortable from 55 and in. Anything else, you got to start trying to drop it out a little more and everything else. So it just depends on weather conditions, everything else. But like I said, I feel pretty comfortable from 55 and in.
That was actually the next question. I mean, as good as you've been, the longest I think you've hit this year is still 41, but you said you're pretty confident you can get out there, even if it's a plus 50, and give it a good shot.
Yeah, I feel like I have the leg for it. And like I said, we've worked so hard on the fundamentals of the snap and hold. You just get to do almost like second nature, and we do so many field goals in practice and during pregame. So you really can't think about distance or anything like that. It doesn't really matter. You just got to go and stroke it.
Spencer, you mentioned Ryan. What did you learn by watching him about dealing with the pressure of being a kick in the SEC?
Just how calm he was and collected. Everything he did, regardless, and how humble he was. Everything he did, he was incredibly humble and completely confident in what he had to do and in his abilities. So I mean, that was a tremendous way to sort of get me to understand the role I was about to assume. But like I said, he's one of the greatest guys. He's a very hard guy to hate. So if you're looking for anything negative on it, it's tough because when I first got here. The whole competition kickers thing, and you learn quickly there's not much wrong with him.
Yes, Spencer. This is a program you guys have struggled. I guess you guys just got to 500 over the 116, 119 year history, but you just the last decade or so you really had Kentucky's number. I mean, can you kind of put your finger on that at all?
Not really. The past is the past. We try to get out there and play every game. Like New Carolina, and that's our motto this year. I mean, that's what we're trying to do is turn the page. And I feel like you don't really get anywhere looking into the past. So we're gonna go out there and try to play the game the best of our ability and really try to play with intensity and passion.
Do you know Coach Spurrier's record against these guys?
I have no clue.
Never lost to them.
Really? That's outstanding for Coach Spurrier.
Spencer, if I could just get you to talk about that prank that you and the coach pulled on everybody last week. Was it how did he get you to do it?
We were just running sprints into practice, and I don't know whether Coach Fitz or Coach Spurrier. Coach Fitz always wanted us to get all our reps and running, and he's done a tremendous job also getting us in shape. I mean, we're probably the best conditioned team in the SEC. I mean, we do a lot, and it's hard, but I feel like it's gotten us over the hump, and we continue to get better every time we do them. But we were just running, and Spurrier came up to me and said, "Lanning, what I want you to do on this next one, I want you just to fall down and grab your hamstring." I was like, "All right." So I ran the next one. He's like, no, wait until the last one. So we waited until the last one, and I just fell down and grabbed my hamstring. He came running over, and he said, "Lanning, what is it?" I pulled my hamstring, Coach. And he called the trainers over, and Coach Beamer supposedly turned like Ghost White. And Coach Fitz said he lost his job. And, it was funny for everybody. But I still have guys come up to me right now and ask me how my hamstring is. I mean, I'm not sure if everybody knows it was a prank, but it was something fun for Coach Spurrier and I to do.
Yeah, I'm always curious about how a kicker becomes a kicker. I was wondering if you were a soccer guy growing up, or how did it all come about?
I played soccer my entire life. That was my sport of choice, and played all the way until I tore my ACL in soccer my junior year and picked up football just because I couldn't move side to side. Lateral movement was tough for me. So I actually played junior and senior year in high school football. And it's funny how you say that. Everything works out for a reason. I thought I was going to be in soccer for the rest of my life playing college. I was being recruited from a couple small places, and that's what I thought my direction was. So it's sort of wild that I ended up here.
This Saturday is going to be the first day game for you guys for the year. Is there a difference for a kicker between kicking in the day versus kicking at night?
Not really. So much kicking is mental. You try not to think about all the different factors that can be out there. You just try to focus on the snap, kick, and hold. And you feel like if you can define that motion as much as possible, it doesn't really matter.
Based on your experience, typically is there more wind or less wind during the day as opposed to night?
A little more wind during the day, but usually nightfall brings calm winds. But like I said, it shouldn't matter that much.
Back on the golf swing reference, your golf swing, you've probably played enough golf to know that it can leave you. You worry about your stroke on your field goals leaving you?
Not really. I try to limit my reps in practice. I try to focus on quality, not so much quantity. I feel like if you can get some quality reps in, then it's better than getting out there and hitting 100 balls. And we try to simulate the snap and the game as much as possible. So we do some drills with Coach Beamer, and he does an excellent job preparing us.
Anything else for Spencer? All right.
One more, because your field goals, all these field goals are kind of a result of some struggles in the red zone. Would you rather be kicking extra points?
I really care less. Whatever's needed for me to do, I'm more than willing to do it.